Adidas, founded in 1949 in Germany, is a globally recognized leader in sportswear and athletic apparel. So Adidas was founded by Adolf Dassler, and it was originally focused on creating innovative athletic footwear. So they actually started out by introducing and manufacturing spike shoes, which were designed for sprinters and track athletes. And the overall aim of this was to enhance athletic performance on the track. So Adolf's vision was to provide athletes with the best quality and best performance equipment, and his dedication to this quality quickly set Adidas apart from its competitors. Now, over the years, however, the brand expanded beyond just focusing on performance on the track to becoming a global leader in sportswear. And it's known for its iconic three stripes, which we'll get touch into later, and its commitment to performance across a wide range of sports, but also well beyond that through casual streetwear and various other forms. Now, whilst Adidas is one of the market leaders at the moment and has been for a long time, it's important to recognize that it definitely wasn't one of the first athletic or sport brands to produce shoes and clothing. Now, we can look back in the history and see other brands that were particularly significant at that same time and cannot be ignored in having an influence on Adolf in his Adidas. So there was Converse, a brand which began in 1908, and also Spalding Sport, which was established in 1876. So, as we touched on before, there has been a big shift in Adidas's overall positioning and its target market. So, if we go back to where it really started, as we mentioned before, spike running shoes for athletes were the primary focus, ensuring that track athletes had the best possible equipment. Now, a great example of this is Jesse Owens, who won four gold medals at the 1936 Berlin Olympics whilst wearing Adidas shoes. Now, we can really see the difference of how this has shifted over to targeting a broader market, specifically Gen Z, which again we'll go into later. But today, Adidas manufactures a wide variety of products targeting a wide base of customers, and it extends from performance on the track to overall streetwear and casual wear. Adidas is associated with so many different brand extensions, and one of the most prominent and most recognizable is Adidas's Yeezy. So this, matched with Kanye West, was established in 2009, and is again one of their primary extensions beyond their brand. When diving into the close competitors of Adidas, we can really dive in and see the difference between market share between the big brands. So Nike was established in 1964 and at the moment is the largest competitor in the sportswear market. So Nike currently has a 19% market share in 2024, and has seen significant growth where went from 16% in 2019 to where it is now, at 19%. So this is mostly driven by a strong brand recognition, and innovative products. Now, if we move on to Puma, slightly smaller in market share, it was founded in 1948, so just around the same time as Adidas. Now, they've seen a smaller but steady position in the market with a 2.6% market share. Now, it's known for its focus on performance and lifestyle products, again, quite similar to Adidas. And when we actually look at Adidas's market share, they have an 8%, which has actually declined from 11% in 2019. So whilst they have a strong brand culture and they're rich in different brand elements, there is actually a decrease as opposed to that of Puma and Nike. And this comparison can be seen on this chart where it really dives into the growth from 2019 to 2023 of Nike in comparison to that of Adidas. Here we will actually dive into the brand inventory of Adidas, where we focus on its brand elements, brand associations, positioning strategy, target market, and existing campaigns. So when analyzing Adidas's brand elements, the first thing that we can point out is it's defined by its strong visual identity, which is really centered around its logo and its three stripes. Now, the three stripes symbolize performance, strength, and stability, and it's really a reflection of the brand's commitment to empowering athletes. Now, another little fact about the three stripes is it's actually a structural thing as well, for the shoe to make sure that structurally it's strong. Now, on top of this, Adidas has consistently used impactful slogans to connect with its audience. Some of these ones here show the transition over time. So, impossible is nothing in 2004, transitioning to Adidas is all in 2011, to the present moment in 2024, you got this, which is aimed to inspire confidence, resilience, which really resonates with a new generation of consumers who are primarily Gen Z. Whilst Adidas's primary colors are white and black, they also use a range of other colors that are vibrant and pop out among its product range. Now, in terms of its brand packaging, it's overall very sleek and professional looking, adding to the overall customer experience. In terms of brand associations, Adidas is primarily associated with sports, health, and fitness, but this also expands onto fashion, sustainability, and performance. Now, when analyzing the positioning strategy of Adidas, first we'll analyze the points of parity. So the three key parts here is first, high performance and quality. Now, there are top tier sports footwear brands and also clothing brands such as Nike, Puma, and Asics, who are also very much known for a high performance and focus on quality. Now, this extends onto a wide product range. So, like Nike, Asics, and all of these big competitive brands, they all offer a variety of products from high performance footwear all the way over to casual streetwear. Now, the third one is global presence. Adidas is known globally and accessible globally, and so is that of many of its competitors. But now we can actually go in and analyze its points of difference to its competitors. So one of the biggest things here is its association to pro football. So Adidas is heavily tied to football and is actually a supplier of the FIFA World Cup since 1970. Now it's also very sustainability driven. It's a leader in eco-friendly practices where it's always using sustainable material. Now this also extends on fashion collaboration. So whilst other brands do offer streetwear products, Adidas is particularly known for its unique partnerships with that of designers and celebrities such as Yeezy with Kanye West. Now, Adidas has really shifted its target market. So, initially starting off by targeting high performance athletes, this has really shifted over to Gen Z, active, and casual individuals where they value sport, fitness, as well as fashion. So, a profile of this involves people who are trend conscious, they're very influenced by culture, and also budget friendly individuals. Now, this can be a reflection of Adidas's 2024 You Got This campaign, which really does inspire self belief and self confidence into a young audience of Gen Zs. To actually highlight the consumer preferences that are tied with Adidas, we'll analyze this survey conducted with a sample size of 10 people to showcase the key findings. Now, the initial part of this survey really focuses on brand awareness and brand performance. So, some sample questions involve what sportswear brands were you aware of? Which sports brands do you choose to wear? And if you were purchasing workout clothes tomorrow, what brand would you go for? Now, as a summary, the responses that we received range from all types of brands, but the most frequent brands were that of Nike, Asics, Lululemon, Adidas, and Under Armour. In terms of brand imagery, we honed in on Adidas as a brand and wanted to raise questions around the type of feelings that they associate with the brand Adidas. So, this is where it dived into does Adidas give you a feeling of one, motivation, two, comfort, three, excitement, and four, social approval? Now, the responses that were seen were yes, no, and neutral. Now, the overall summary from this section of the survey proved to be quite a neutral, ranging from yeses, nos, and also neutral responses. This next part of the survey really started to analyze brand judgments associated with Adidas. So there were 4 questions here, and respondees had to come with a true or false answer. So the first one was, is Adidas trendy and stylish in their point of view? Now, there was an 80% of the audience said yes, 20% said no. Now, is Adidas affordable? It was very 50-50, which really does show highlights of Adidas's positioning in its target market of a Gen Z audience and their perception of if Adidas is actually affordable to them or not. And interesting to see this comparison between affordability and if it's trendy and stylish. Now, the next 2 questions involve, does Adidas provide a good service? We saw 60% saying yes, they agreed, and 40% saying no, they didn't agree. And finally, is Adidas wear comfortable? 70% saying yes, and 30% saying no. So, from the brand judgment segment of the survey, overall summary was that it was positive. However, there was definitely room to improve. Now, this next part of the survey really focused on quantitative data. Now, the questions involve giving a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being a lower rating and 5 being the highest rating. And the questions involve, I consider myself loyal to Adidas. I'd choose Adidas over other sports brands. And another example is I like to scroll Adidas website for new things, new products. Now, here we can actually look at this from a graphical point of view and dive into the individual answers and see what the means were. So, for example, if people thought they were loyal to Adidas, the mean of that response was 2.9, whereas people who say they scroll the website looking for new things was a bit lower at a 2.1. Now, the average overall mean was a 2.54, which the best way to describe that is it was a very neutral point of view, meaning essentially people weren't over the top loyal and in resonance to the brand, but at the same time, they weren't disassociated with the brand Adidas. By highlighting consumer preferences, diving into brand positioning, brand history, and brand strategies, we analyze how Adidas has transitioned into the market leader it is today.